What you're looking at here is a 2015 Renault Zoe. By the way, I'm near Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm here on business. However, I thought if I'm gonna be in Malaysia, why not look at what EVs are available in this market? And in fact, let's find out what is the cheapest car that I can buy, not just in Malaysia, but maybe in the rest of the world. What is the cheapest EVs I can buy today? Probably a used car like this one, 2015 Renault Zoe. You can probably buy this car with little or even no money. And by the way, in Malaysia, people drive on the wrong side of the car. And I have to drive this car on the wrong side of the road. So this is gonna be pretty exciting. I hope I don't kill myself in Malaysia.
Hello, Tom. I know about your success, about your YouTube channel. I am sure that you are going to be expanding and growing more and more. Saludos, Tomás.
So let's start by looking at the exterior of the Renault Zoe, 2015 model. And you can probably buy this car with little or even no money. I got this car from a company called Comos here in Malaysia, and they specialize in renting 100% electric cars to people like me, foreigners. And I come here, bring my passport, bring my Canadian driver license, and they will just let me have the car. And the rental fee for this car is actually quite affordable. So we're looking at about $100 for 2 days. And of course, it looks like a very standard, normal, compact car. If I did not tell you that this is an EV car, you probably would not be able to infer that it is, because it looks like a normal compact car. Now, even though it is an electric car, it does have a grille down there. So of course, this will confuse you into thinking this is actually a petrol car. The charging door, the charging port is right here. I will show you how that works later. And the styling is actually fairly modern, even though it is a 2015 car. Let me show you how to get into the back seat, all right? This is how you open the door, which is kind of quirky. You gotta actually press here and then pull here. And of course, the door is locked. So let me unlock the door and then show you how to open the back seat, like so. It's still locked. I think I pressed the wrong button there. Okay, and then open the back seat. All right, so I thought that was kind of quirky. Let me show you the trunk size of the Renault Zoe. Of course, this is 2015. And open the trunk. Everything's manual. And in the back, there's actually a big ass charger. I will show you how to work that big ass charger later. And as you can see, the trunk is actually fairly deep. So it has a decent sized trunk for a compact car. Let's close that. How do you charge a Renault Zoe? Let me tell you, charging the Renault Zoe, I find there's something erotic about this. Can you guess where is the charging door on the Renault Zoe? Well, let me show you. The charging door is right here in the front. In order to get this charging door open, we gotta use my remote controlled card to open the charging door like so. And the door opens, and the door opens up to you, and you have to caress it, touch it, and remove the inside door right there. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get open, but she's finally letting me open her up. And then what you do next is insert this gently into the Renault Zoe, like so. There's something about charging the Renault Zoe I find very sexy. Of course, I can take the Renault Zoe to any of the public charging stations here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. the charging infrastructure in Malaysia is not as well developed as, let's say, North America, but it is available. You just have to look for them. There is some limitations on which charging stations can support this car. I believe you can only use charging stations that charge up to 22 kilowatt an hour because that is the fastest speed at which this car will charge. And of course, you can also charge at home, which is what we're doing right now, using this big ass charging device right here. And let me just show you that it looks this big. All right, so obviously this is like a 7 years old technology, but it works. You plug it in, you probably have to wait like 24 hours to get the battery to the full level. And it is a very slow charger. Oh look, there's a big ass ant on the hood of the Zoe. I hope it doesn't bite me. I don't know what else to say about this car because it looks like a normal compact car. So let me tell you more about the Renault Zoe once we get in there. Oh, wrong side. Yes, finally we're back in the Renault Zoe with the air conditioning on because it's actually pretty hot out there. We're in Malaysia and it feels like it's 40 degrees outside with the humidity. So let me show you a bit of the interior, all right? All right, it's very, very simple. It has a very simple entertainment system. It's got radio, it's got map. I haven't actually used it because I don't know how to put in like Malaysian addresses, but it does show you where you are exactly. That's pretty cool. And let's try some of the things in the menu here. I can also look at, let's say, vehicle, and let's say, oh, it has a trip report. It has, I have no idea what these things are, okay? I have no idea what they are. But anyways, it does have some trip planning things in there. And electric vehicle, let's see, what does that do? It does give you, it does, oh, that's nice. It actually gives you an animation. It tells you like if the energy is being used and so on. So that's pretty cool, all right? And what else do you get out of this? Onboard computer. What does this do? Aha, it actually gives you data. So how much distance you traveled, consumption, etc. So I can see that in the last 120 kilometers, I'm using 19 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer. I would say that's actually pretty awful for a compact car like this one. So it's a pretty basic entertainment system with basic functions. And of course, this being a rental car, it gives you some kind of warnings here. It tells you the speed limit is 25 kilometers per J. I don't know what that is, but I can tell you it's not 25 kilometers, okay? Because I've been driving on the highway and I've seen people driving on the highway at super high speeds. Safety, of course, is always first, and no smoking. I don't smoke. I think smoking is stupid. So the dash, again, is very simple. When you get a full charge, you get about 110 kilometer of range. Actually, this is a 2015 year model. So that means advertised, you get about 200 kilometer of range. But this, of course, being a 7-year-old car, we probably lost some of that range. So I can tell you that this car fully charged only shows about 110 kilometers. And of course, I'm gonna get less than that, all right? And in the last 7 years, this car has been driven 31 or 32,000 kilometers. Still not a lot, but already you can feel the degradation of the battery. So that's one of the things buyers of electric cars need to consider, because that battery is not going to last you forever. Now, everything about the Zoe is very simple, of course, because it's a cheap car. And there's one button here to put it into eco or normal mode. I wouldn't call anything here sport. So it's eco or normal mode, and we're going to test both modes, of course. It has a gear shift. Of course, you go forward and back. That's pretty much you get. Not a whole lot, all right? Passenger seat looks like that. The back looks like this with my camera equipment. So I have to say, for a compact car like this one, the seating accommodation is actually adequate. I feel pretty comfortable in the driver's seat, and I actually sit in the back and I feel it's pretty comfortable. Of course, I'm not a very big guy, so it's adequate, okay? Now I want to tell you more about why I want to review this car, because I don't think anybody would be interested in a 2015 Renault Zoe, a 7-year-old technology. But let me tell you a little bit about the Renault Zoe. Before everybody was buying Teslas, this is the most popular selling electric car in France, in Europe, and probably the world. I believe to date they have sold over 300,000 Renault Zoe around the world. And of course, they're not the top seller anymore because this is a very antiquated technology. Back in 2015, which is this year's car model, this was the top selling EV back then. I like the idea of a cheap EV because the reason why I'm doing all these EV videos and I'm doing car reviews, well, other than to get views, I'll admit that, all right? I like views because I'm a YouTuber. I love views, all right? Other than that, because I believe in our electric future, right? I want my children, I want to make a lot of children, and I want them to have a beautiful earth that they can inherit. I want them to have a bright future. So we have this climate problem, and EV is a solution, and I want to be part of it. And I believe in the future of EVs, and that's why I like to do these videos. And that's why when VinFast announced they're gonna make first electric cars in Vietnam, that's why I jumped on the bandwagon and I drink the Kool-Aid. I was the first one to get the VF E34. I was the first one to get the VF8. I will be one of the first to get the VF9 because I believe in our electric future. Of course, buying so many cars is probably not very environmentally friendly now that I think about it. But this is what I believe, and that's why I'm doing this. I like to support domestic brands like Vietnam's VinFast, but any manufacturers, if they want to make EVs, I want to talk about it. I want to support it. I want to make more people aware of EVs. I want more people buying EVs. I want more people to drive EVs because EVs are cool. They're fast, they're cheaper to operate, and they're actually quite fun. And they're full of technology. Not this model, but all the modern EVs come with, you know, self-driving, auto steer, and, you know, all the features and gizmo that you can think of. And I think they're awesome. That's why I want to talk about it, and I love driving. I've always loved driving since my teenage years, and now I get to talk about it, and I find that to be very fulfilling for me. I don't give a shit about you, but, you know, very fulfilling for me. I don't care if you watch or not. I appreciate the views, but I will continue to talk about cars, especially electric cars, only electric cars. So this is what I think. More manufacturers need to make EVs that are affordable to the masses. I'm not talking about the people that are making $130,000 a year. I'm not talking about the doctors, the lawyers, the CEOs. I'm talking about the average guy, the average Joe, right? If they can afford an EV, that's when we get mass adoption of electric vehicles around the world. And that's how we're gonna save our climate. And for that to happen, there has to be an affordable EV from multiple manufacturers, similar to this one, but of course more advanced. This is like 7 years old technology. More advanced, but more accessible, more affordable. More people can buy them and enjoy them, and that's when the world will switch to electric. And that's when we will stop using petrol-powered cars. And that is the future I want for everybody, for all the children that I'm creating, and I think that's a future that we all look forward to. I guess there's not a whole lot to do other than taking this car onto the highway, because in the Kuala Lumpur region, you know what, there's a lot of highways. It's like if you want to go from point A to point B, you're getting on the highway, and that's what we will do right now. And that will be quite challenging because I'll be, again, driving on the wrong side of the road. And this car has a very limited range. I'm talking about 110. That's what the dash is telling me, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get less than that. Of course, I'm gonna pay attention to the range because we don't wanna get stranded out there on the highway with the Zoe in Malaysia, not knowing what to do. So let's go. Fuck, it's on this side. It's on this side, all right? The seatbelt is on this side. I'm on the right side. Everything is so unfamiliar. For example, the gear shift is here, the seatbelt is here, and I hope this goes well. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's go. So the car right now is in eco mode because we want to conserve electricity. When we get on the highway, we will test both modes, like the top speed in eco and top speed in normal mode. The initial driving impression of the Renault Zoe 2015 is that it feels like a heavy car. Even though it's a compact car, it's not supposed to feel this heavy, but it does feel heavy. And of course, there's not a whole lot of performance here. It's a pretty slow car. Oh shit. I really have to like pay attention to the roads because I have to remember to be on the wrong side of the road. I'm an idiot, seriously. Why am I like putting myself into this type of situation? I'm the kind of guy that don't use condoms, right? Sorry. I'm the kind of guy that just don't understand risks. I will do things that are stupid and dumb, and I don't understand what is danger. Like right now, I'm getting on the highway. Yeehaw! Like I'm putting the pedal down, right? Ah, it's a slow car, man. This is so slow. This is not a fast car at all. Oh. But you know what? Everybody in Malaysia drives so fast. I was in a Grab car yesterday, and they were driving like 120 kilometers on the highway, and in a compact car. So that felt kind of scary. So eco mode all the way down, and I don't have a camera, so I can't really show you, but I can tell you. Oh, I got a. Oh wait, let me see. Let me show you. Let's figure out the top speed here. Oh yeah, motherfucker! I'm driving like a madman here in Malaysia here. 112. That's as fast. Oh shit! Oh motherfucker! Oh yeah. So I got this car up to 112 kilometers an hour just now in eco. I think we need to do normal mode now. Can I get out of normal? Can I get into normal? Yeah, I just got into normal. Yeah, it feels the same. It's like no difference between eco and normal. It's like just slow, all right? It's a slow car. It's a slow car. The highway right now is kind of congested, so we can't really go very fast. Oh man, this car is dangerous because it's so slow. Like it's hard to pass anybody, but I am passing people now. Yeehaw! I hope I know how to get back. I have no GPS or map. I don't know where I came from. Shit. You know, in Vietnam, people drive very, very slowly because traffic is generally pretty bad, and it's really hard to enjoy your high performance cars. But here, basically there's highway everywhere, and like if you're willing to break the speed limit, you know, you can have a lot of fun here. 103, 105, 107, 100. I'm probably breaking some kind of law here. And driving like Tom Payne, I can see that my range just went down to 71 kilometers from 104 when we left the filming location. So if you drive like Tom, you're not gonna last very long in this car. It'll go to 0 kilometer probably in 30 minutes. This car will not take you very far. So we're already down like 20% on our battery capacity, and we are not even 15 minutes on the road. On the highway, that is. I had enough fun. I'm ready to go back to the hotel. I'm actually lost. So the hotel, according to GPS, is 9 minutes away, another 6 kilometers. At this point, I just want to get back to the hotel like safely without an accident. That would be nice. Otherwise, this will be a really fun video. So already we used about 70% of the battery, even though we did not drive very far. So obviously this car is not really for highways or long distance. This is like a city car, especially after 7 years, the battery is basically shit. Oh look, there's iCity. That looks like a cool place. I think Kuala Lumpur is such a fun place. So yesterday I went to Petronas Twin Towers. I went to the Bintan walking street, and there's a lot of shopping here in Kuala Lumpur. And I'm only staying here for a few days, so obviously I don't have time to taking all the sights, but oh, look at that. And I love the food here. It's like fusion of everything. Right? It's one of the best food experiences I've had, you know, while traveling. There's the hotel that I'm staying at. No one.
Exit left to Jalan Batu Tiga Lama.
Exit left. Batu Tiga Lama. Alright, that's where we're going. Traffic jam. So we only have like 59-kilometer range remaining, and I did not even go anywhere far, although I was on the highway.
In 200 meters, make a U-turn on 2 Jalan Kuala Lumpur, Pelabuhan Klang.
Whatever you say. So in this car, you would have serious range anxiety. Like you would get really, really nervous. I would not take this car back to the airport. I will not take this car into the city center because it's like 50 kilometers away. And I will probably run out of juice. So this car really can't go anywhere. So if you come to Malaysia, I do not recommend that you rent this car, because basically you'll be stranded somewhere, and even if you plug the car in, you have to wait like maybe 24 hours to get the car fully charged. So you're not going anywhere. Malaysia does have domestic car brands like Proton, and they seem to be pretty cool cars. I would rent one of those. BYD has entered Malaysia, so you can actually get a BYD Auto.
Make a U-turn on 2 Jalan Kuala Lumpur, Pelabuhan Klang.
You can actually get a BYD Auto 3 here in Malaysia, and I need to go this way. But although I hear that there's a waiting list, that would be the car I get if I live in Kuala Lumpur. I really enjoy driving on the highways of Kuala Lumpur, but I think I would enjoy it more if I was in a car with higher performance. Almost there. It's so weird. It's so weird driving on this side of the car.
Kuala Lumpur, KLIA.
Okay. Almost back. I didn't kill myself yet.
Exit left to Persiaran Bukit Raja 2.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
In 200 meters, turn right on Persiaran.
Oh fuck! I missed it. Oh shit! Oh fuck! I missed it. Oh no! I have to go in the big circle now. Oh no! I hope I have enough battery. All right, we're almost back to the hotel. I did have to go in a big circle, and then the camera got too hot, so it turned off. I'm right now at 56-kilometer range left, and I think I'll be fine getting back to the hotel. So final thoughts about the Renault Zoe. I wouldn't get the 2015 model because the battery is shit. Everything about this car is shit. I believe if you get the more recent example of the Renault Zoe, it would be better because it has a bigger battery. I heard it's like 40 something kilowatt hour, but I still probably will not get that as well because range is going to be shit. Generally, I will not get this car, but I do believe that in order for EVs to be popular, car makers, EV manufacturers need to produce cars that are affordable to the general populace, so that we can have a real adoption of EV cars in the world, and that's good for our future. So I think it's great that a lot of car makers are making these really fancy, high-tech, luxurious EVs, but what we really need is cars that people can buy and use and enjoy for everybody. Whether you're rich or poor or middle class, that's how we're gonna get EV adoption around the world, I think. Take some fucking action, look into EVs. It's good for our future, and don't be a fucktard.